Hey yo, what's up guys? It's your Bruh, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to add your own Katana support for my mod, First Person Combat Animations Overhaul. Now it's relatively pretty simple. Whether you use Mod Manager or Vortex or you install manually, it doesn't matter. So what we're going to do first is we're going to find my mod, wherever that you installed it. Usually you want to do this, you want to make modifications through Mod Manager or Vortex and not edit directly inside the game folder itself, because unless you know what you're doing, of course, you want Mod Manager or Vortex to handle those things. So what we're going to do is going to go where Vortex installed my mod. So I'm just going to open up the file location. And you click through all the way to custom conditions, and then you'll see a bunch of numbers, right? A bunch of numbers. And these are the different weapons. These represent every single weapon that I've modded in the game. So they're also labeled on the inside as well, so you know which one is which. And if you open up something like sword, right, you'll see that there's only one condition, which means that is your right equipped, like in your right hand, is the weapon equipped number 1, which represents sword. Dynamic Animation Replacer only currently supports this out of the box. Since katanas are labeled as the same thing as swords, it's not recognized by the vanilla game as a katana. So you would have to go into the conditions text and manually add the katana base form ID into your conditions text. So just for example, so we're gonna open up the katana conditions text. Right here, you'll know it's katana. Katana means Japanese sword. And we're going to open up the conditions text, and you're going to see like a boatload, like a shit ton of katanas from both vanilla and immersive weapons, which is the only other mod that my mod currently supports. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm a lazy motherfucker. But we don't have to worry about this right now. We're going to go ahead and launch the game, and I'm going to show you how to do things there. So now that we're in the game, we're going to go ahead and add a weapon that I personally have not added to my conditions text, just for a good example. So we have the the mentor's sword. And what we're going to do is we're going to drop it on the ground, right? So what you... Hello. Thank you. And once I drop it on the ground, all I do is I click on it. And since I have more informative console, it'll tell me actually where it's from, where the base ID generate, like which ESP that it's from, and the base form ID. So what you want to do is go ahead and write down. This is how I did it. I literally manually wrote down every single weapon. So I'll show you how I did it before. I would literally just start dropping weapons like that, like just like all over the ground, and I would click on them individually until I got every single base ID. All right. So if I can do it, so can you. Alright, so after you have the base form ID and you know where it's from, you go ahead and quit out the game. Okay, so now we're back in the conditions text for our katanas. And then we're going to add another OR. And this is something that you can do very, very easily. All you have to do is copy another line. That's what I do to add another katana in, a brand new one. So we're going to take our new ID, right, which is 74056965. All right. One thing that you have to take note of is the first 2 numbers of that base form ID. Now, for some reason, Dynamic Animation Replacer doesn't care about the first 2 numbers, because the first 2 numbers of your base ID is corresponding with the load order of the mod that the mod is from. So Mentor Sword is loaded 74th in my load order from Private Royal Armory. Okay, but like I said, for some reason DAR doesn't care about this. All right, so we're going to go ahead and delete the first 2 numbers, and we're just going to add zeros. Oh, excuse me, we're going to add 00. All right, so we're going to remember this number right here. Just going to put it right there, so remember it. Now the next thing that you're going to do is we're going to change the ESP name, because we know that this is not supposed to be immersive weapons. So we're going to go ahead and find the ESP name, or if you have more informative console, then you should already know where it's from. So we're gonna go ahead and write that name down, right? Private Royal Armory. Let's change that to private. So once this part of the line matches your ESP, you're good. All right. Now we're gonna go ahead and take this base ID of the Mentor Sword and we're gonna put it in here. Leave the 0x in the beginning, please. Do not take out the 0x in the beginning. So you can either copy and paste it or you can manually type it in yourself. So after everything, this is going to be your final product, okay? You're gonna have or after what was the last line before, and then a new line with private I royal armory.esp in quotations, and then 0x, and remember the first two numbers are always 00, so remember we replaced 74 with 00 because the load order doesn't matter. And now let's go ahead and check it in the game. Okay, now that we're back in the game, we can go ahead and check if the Mentor Sword is a katana. There we go. Is it a katana? Is it a... Yep, it is. I was right. All right. See, I'm not even sure sometimes, to be honest. So I understand that this is a bit of a headache to do stuff like this, but unfortunately, this is the method that I have to employ right now in order to add custom katana animations to regular swords. I'm sure that there's a better method out there. Somebody can tell me and leave it in the comments. It would be a great help. But yeah, I'm thinking about actually doing a separate video tutorial on DARs itself, if anybody cares about that. So let me know about that as well. But yeah, guys, I think that's gonna be it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next video, man. Peace out.